Hi guys, welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. Let's see, we have had a lot of rain the last week. This last weekend was just a full-on storm. I mean, it dumped buckets. So I'm not going to have to water for at least this week for sure. And we may have a couple days of rain next week. So it might hold off on the watering. But what you see here is a clothesline. I think I talked about it. It was laying on the ground. But I didn't realize how much rain we were going to get, so I hurried. I actually soaked the ground to dig holes to be able to set these metal clothesline posts that my landlord so graciously provided me. Was very generous of them. So I got them in the ground. I only did them 18 inches, and because our ground gets super, well, normally it would get super hard, but I'm going to keep this green, so it's not going to, 18 inches is fine. I didn't even use 2 full bags of concrete because I used a post hole digger, so the holes weren't that big around. But anyways, they're level. And then there was 2 bolts that were in there that were rusted on. So my son stopped by one day after work and just zipped them off real quick. But I picked up more from Amazon and the line tightener. And I am going to do it, but I'm not going to film myself doing it because these are 6.5 feet off the ground, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it without standing on a ladder, and I'm not comfortable filming myself doing that. So I will show you. I'll show you the bolts and then the line tightener, and then I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So hold on. So these are the bolts. I ordered 2 and I got 2 packages of 10. So I now have 18 more than I'm going to need. But I'm going to do one at the beginning, and then I'm going to do one at the end, and then there's going to be a line tightener on each of those. So I will, like I said, I'll show you when I do it. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do it without standing on a chair or a ladder. So, and like I said, I got these off of Amazon. It was $7.45, and I thought it was for 2, not 2 packages. So I will have these for the rest of my life now. So okay, yeah, I had to stand on a chair because I can barely reach. I'm only 5'2", so anyways, I put one there, and I put one over there. There's my chair. I wasn't going to go in and get the ladder when the chair works. So now I'm going to, I should have taken these out before I turn the camera on. Hold on. Okay, I will have to delete all of that that I recorded the top of the garbage can. But anyways, the ball bearings on the end were a little stiff, so I had to use the end of the scissor to kind of loosen them up a little bit. And I'm realizing that 100 feet is a lot, so I'm going to have a lot of excess, which is fine. I'll just use it as tomato ties. I'm going to give you a tour of that too when I'm done. But so I am going to leave a tail, so that when it sags, I do have something to grab and pull. I'll just wrap it around the end of the clothesline there. So now you do have to unwind it because one end goes that way, and then the other end starts getting wove through the holes back and forth, and then it ends up over there, hopefully. We'll see. Okay, I had to move that toggle to that end. That's okay. And then this is the back end. So what you do is you pull it out, pull this, and it releases the tension on here. So you can just tighten it up. So I'm going to leave a tail, you know, about even. And then I'll just wind it around and tighten it. And then I have enough clothesline to do a lot. I'll still pull on these and tighten them some more. But that's high enough for me, and I don't have clothes that'll be longer than that. Even if I have sheets, they won't touch the ground. So anyways, yeah, I'm glad I didn't film that because trying to feed all that clothesline through there was quite comical. So anyways, I'm going to get these cut off, tightened, and tied off, and then I will show you the garden real quick and some things that I got planted. I don't think I did them in a video. I'm going to look real quick to see what was in my last video before I show you what I planted. Okay, I got everything tightened and tied off the best I could. So sometimes it's better with two people so that they can pull the tension on one end while you're pulling the tension on the other, but I have just little old me, so that's how it goes. But anyways, I did go back and watch through this area, and I have done quite a bit actually. But so I got a maple planted. I can't remember the name. I thought I saved the tag, but I didn't. But this gets a little bit of sun, and I may have to move it like over there or back in there. But I'm just noticing, and I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. No idea. If it gets thorns on it, I might think it's a raspberry, but I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? It's that right here. It's whatever this is. So oh no, those are different leaves. Nope, those are different leaves. So see, these are smooth, and these are, they look like, they don't smell. They look like a raspberry. I don't know. I'm going to pull it. Then there's an oak tree right there, so I'm going to pull that too. And then I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to pull it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Looks like basil. I'm not going to taste it because I don't want to kill myself, but anyways, I might leave that to see what it is. And then I'm going to pull all these fig suckers. I've been pulling them off because it's been liking the water. I almost put that leaf in my mouth. Can tell I'm used to doing things at my house, huh? Oh gosh, that's funny. But yeah, look at these fig suckers. So I just come through and I just pull them off. Just pull them off and I just put them in the green waste container. But so yeah, I got all this cleaned up. I just need to get this pulled. This week is super busy, so there's no way I'm going to be able to do it. I do need to start getting some mulch in here though, because all that rain just made everything dirty, so I need to come through and wash it off. But yeah, here's a maple, and I got it in the same color pot as I do the roses. So I moved the roses. I moved my table and chairs over there in front of that little wall. I plan on getting some sort of like arched trellises to put behind there. We'll see. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, that was an Easter lily left over from Easter service. I planted some impatiens. I can finally grow impatiens because of shade. Planted a foxglove. It's kind of wimpy on the ground, but I'll get the one stem pulled there. I don't think Poppy's gonna mess with it. They are poisonous to animals, but she's so busy looking for cat poop and twigs to chew on that I don't think she's gonna mess with it. So look at all those fig babies wanting to pop up. So I need to get out here and do that. Excuse me. I was sick for like 2 weeks. It was crazy. But yeah, look at all this splatter. So I do need to get some mulch in here. And I think those are amaryllis, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not hating me for planting them. Hellebores are doing amazing. So yeah, I planted a fern. I moved the irises back here. This is kind of muddy. See, so I moved the irises. I may move them again, I'm not sure. But all the pansies that I transplanted are doing okay. The zinnias that I put in there, I did pinch the heads off of them, so they'll grow bushy. But I see the pansies all have new babies wanting to, so I need to kind of prune those. There's the lavender, bird bath. Let's see, geranium is getting ready to bloom. I'm hoping it's pink, because if it's red, I'm going to be bummed. But I'll leave it. More impatiens. The hydrangea is doing amazing. It's showing up really pink on screen, and it's not. Like that one is like almost blue. And these are all purple in real life, but they're showing up pink on here, which is kind of funny. I mean, they have a little bit of a pink to them, but they're, if you were to look at them, they look purple. So it's funny what screen does. There's the neighbor's lilies blooming. So yeah, I just moved that over here. That was in the little conic shed. I took it out so because the lawnmower actually folds down, so that way I could store it. The Budley has put on a ton of growth. We're supposed to be in the 70s this week after all this rain, so I predict everything just exploding. This shouldn't bloom till summertime, but it doesn't mind that I pruned it, that's for sure. So that right there is already way taller than it was when I pruned it, because I pruned everything back to about the same height. So, and there's new growth on every single thing that I pruned. So that geranium, I think I'm going to take and transplant it because it is coming off. It's a single one by itself. This is a pink geranium, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I was afraid it was going to be red. I think there is a red one in there. Like right there. I think that one's red. But yeah, they're pink. I'm so excited. This thing is, it's got to be about 4 feet tall. Yeah, it comes to probably my shoulders. That is 6 feet tall, so I have a feeling it's going to get really tall. Let's see, I moved the roses over here. I did order 2 Desdemona roses, so I'm going to pick up 2 more pots. I don't know that the roses are going to stay here, though. I really don't like them here. What I'd like to do, but I don't think it's possible, is I'd like to put like a wooden bottomed like planter, maybe 2 of them, and plant stuff that will kind of hide this, but also I can take it with me if I ever move from here. But I'll be fighting Bermuda all the way around it, and I don't know how to get behind it without spraying it, which I guess I could do if I was really careful. But this is that one I got from Home Depot. It's just a pink heavily perfumed one. That's the David Austin Alnwick. So it's already putting on a ton of growth from when I planted it. I have not been able to cut this thing back. I have no idea when I'll be able to. Sometime probably later this month. This week and weekend is absolutely bonkers. Maybe next weekend? We'll see. I haven't been able to prune the honeysuckle either. And I noticed that the honeysuckle has sent over a baby right there. So I may get that potted as well and see if my daughter wants it. But yeah, I haven't been able to cut off all the dead from that. But I'm going to show you the garden just from all the rain. And like I said, the sun that's going to come out this week, I have a feeling this thing is going to explode. But there is so many blossoms, you guys. So many blossoms. I'm going to show you real quick. But here's the melons. Look at all of the blossoms on there. Look at all those blossoms. I'm going to have cantaloupe and honeydew for days. If they all germinate, I don't see many bees, so I need to get something to get the bees in. So I need to get flowers over here somehow. But look at that Bermuda. Ugh, gosh. Oh, look at it. Who plants this on purpose? Why? Anyways, but yeah, this one too. Look at all those blossoms. Look at each one of those blossoms represent possible melon. And this is the one that didn't look very good. And I think I have squirrels that are uprooting my marigolds, because I keep finding my marigolds in these beds, like actually pulled out of the ground or out of the dirt. So these green beans are doing okay. This one I need to pull that pepper. I forgot peppers and green beans they don't like each other. So this weekend I'm going to get, I don't know when, Sunday maybe, I'm going to get that pepper pulled and put just in one of the black pots that I have. Let's see. But yeah, look at the tomatoes. There is flowers on them. Oop, there's a sucker. So it's in the armpit. It's not a main stem. So I'm just going to pinch it off right there. So, but yeah, look at the flowers. I did get marigolds planted. Every single pot of tomatoes has a marigold. So I need to get them. I need to get some. I'm going to take some of that clothesline and I'm going to start crisscrossing it. It's not going to look very pretty, but I don't care. It's what I have. I need to prune this one off because it's touching. But yeah, look at the flowers. I think every single tomato plant has flowers. So I'm excited about that. Means I'm going to have them early. Yay. Look at that. See, there's blossoms. Actually, if I had to guess, no, that one's fine. One of these has two blossoms that are fused, so they're going to be a cat-faced tomato. Actually, I think it's right. Nope, that one's normal. That one's normal too. Okay, I thought it was that one. No, it's one. Okay. But yeah, I need to get that pepper moved. It's not going to like me. It's not going to... It might be stunted anyways, because the forecast did not have low temps, and it kind of freaked me, or kind of tricked me. So we'll see. That's just a snacking pepper. That's just for me to have, to be able to come out and eat a pepper while I'm working out here, because my aunt and uncle grow a ton of peppers. But yeah, see, there's more blossoms right there. I don't know if this one has blossom. Oh, yeah, right there. Right there. They just haven't came out yet. More marigolds. I did some pruning. So, yeah, see, there's blossoms right there. See, these are all the Abe Lincolns. Those are the Amish paste. Let's see. Yeah, they all have blossoms. Sweet. This one has a lot of blossoms. But you know what? These are a week ahead of all the rest of them. So look at that. You know what? That might be... Nope, that's one. Okay. I keep thinking... Oh, that might be two. That might be two blossoms. So that might be a cat-faced tomato. But the basil's wanting to go to seed. I need to pop these off. So I just pop them off. What I'll do is I'll come out and prune these. And what I'm going to do is prune them down to there, to where they form. See where they kind of have two side shoots, is I'm going to prune all these off. What that's going to do is then encourage these to get bushier. And it'll give me some basil in the house. And discourage them from going to seed, hopefully. But there's these. Yeah, these were planted late also. And I had to get a new parsley. I don't know why the other parsley died. I have no idea. But anyways, the tomatillos I ended up staking. I just saved branches from the fig tree. Or is that the pecan tree? Oh, you know, that might be part of the pecan tree that was growing. There's one of those right there. There was a volunteer over behind the Budley when I first moved in, and I ended up cutting it down. So, sorry, I'm trying not to go fast. But yeah, I just put them in, and then I ended up, the rain had flattened these. These were laying on the ground, actually, or hanging over. Look at all the blossoms on there. Yeah, I'm going to have tomatillos for days, which is awesome. But these were both laying over. So I just had some velvet ribbon in the house. I'm just using what I have, because this garden, setting this garden up infrastructure wise has been a little costly, but that's just how it goes. But now I have it. But so anyways, and then the taller it grows, the more I'll just keep tying it up there. I filled that 14-gallon tote in less than, was it half hour yesterday? Less than a half hour, that was full. So what I'm going to do for this next winter is I'm going to get at least one rain barrel, if not two, and I'll piggyback them, because I have room right there, because that runoff right there will go right down into a rain barrel. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just piggyback it, or I'll piggyback it to come this way. We'll see, whatever way works. It is over the water source, but that's fine. The potatoes, I ran out of soil, so I need to pick some up. But they're pretty much full. I could try to weasel in some more, but they are what they are. And then if I don't get that many, then what I'll do is I'll just buy some on sale and I'll just can them up. But there's the thyme. And then here's the cherry tomato. Look, it already has tomatoes on it. Look at that. It already has tomatoes on there. Pretty cool. I did, oh, you know what? The reason why I know I showed this stuff is because I did a short of the garden. That's why. So here's more of the walkthrough. But look at all the blossoms on this cherry tomato. And this is a super sweet 100. I did grow this last year at the ranch. But yeah, look at all these tomatoes. So this will be just for me sitting out here snacking. And I'm letting this one, I'm going to prune it some, but I am going to just let it do whatever it wants to do. So anyways, guys, oh, and there's the rosemary. It's not liking all the extra water that I gave it. I did get the 1/4-inch drip tube so that I can get all this set up on drip so that when it's time to water, probably next week, I can have the water system run. And I did decide, now what I'm going to do with this one is, I'll take you down there and show you real quick. Okay, this is the other end that is going to be watering this, and eventually wrap all the way around. Maybe. If anything, I might just end it at the buddleia. I don't mind hand watering that. It's actually really soothing to me. Or I can just put the sprinkler in there. So I don't mind it. So I may just end it at the buddleia. But what I'm going to do, sorry, I scrolled again, is I'm going to end it. I'm going to end this right here. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to connect this one to a new line that goes all the way back down to that second line. And that way they run separate and this gets a good amount of pressure. That way all the beds can be run at once. And then this will come off of here. Well, it'll tie into there, but it'll end there. And that way it gets its own pressure too. So, and it won't start. It'll just be a solid tube. It can be tied into here if I want to. Like say for growing in the winter. Fighting the, well, the Bermuda will die in the winter, so I won't have to worry about it then. But I need to get all these runners pulled. And all those little baby trees pulled. But is if I end up keeping the lantana, it needs to be watered. And the honeysuckle, see, I have it running behind there right now. I need to get down there and feed it through really good. This is an alley right here, so that goes to those apartments over there. But anyways, this video is getting kind of long. I didn't mean for it to, but it is. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's where I am at. Sorry if my videos are a little bit far between, but I am just working my fanny off. I really am. Last week I worked I was sick for the 2 weeks. I couldn't work most of it because I leave it up to the clients. A couple days I didn't give a choice because I was just too sick. But yeah, and then I've worked last Saturday and then church. And then the weekend before that was Easter. And then this coming weekend I'm working again and then I have church. So anyways, it's just, and it was raining, so I really couldn't do much out here, but I do need to mow. Hopefully I can mow this weekend sometime. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Just remember to just be kind and don't be snarky in them. But yeah, thanks guys. Bye.